Have you ever been told that your messy room is, a sign of a messy mind? Well, today we're going to take that whole idea and flip it completely on its head. We are diving deep into this surprising and honestly fascinating connection between clutter, a little bit of chaos, and your creative brain.
Go on, be honest. Take a quick look around your room right now. You see that pile of books? Those clothes draped over a chair? Maybe a desk that looks like a minefield of papers and coffee mugs? If you're nodding along, yeah, you're in exactly the right place. Because here's the big idea, the thing we're really exploring today. What if that mess isn't some kind of moral failure? What if it has absolutely nothing to do with being lazy? What if it's actually a physical map of your thought process, a sign that you have a creative, connecting mind that's busy at work? Okay, so let's talk about the myth of mess. We have all heard it, right? A tidy space equals a tidy mind. For, centuries, mess has been seen as this huge character flaw, a sign that you're lazy or disorganized or just don't have it together. But what if that's just wrong? Today, we're going to challenge that entire belief.
Because your brain on chaos is a pretty interesting place to be. There's a really surprising, kind of counterintuitive link between a disorganized environment and a very specific kind of creative thinking. And it all boils down to one key concept.
And that concept is called divergent thinking. Now, this isn't about finding the one single right answer to a problem. No, it's about generating tons of possible answers. It's about exploring all these unexpected paths and linking ideas that no one else thought to connect. This is basically the engine of innovation.
So, does this sound like you? Maybe you couldn't care less about where your socks are, but your notes for a project are like perfectly and meticulously organized. Or maybe an empty minimalist room feels kind of boring to you, not calming. Are you the person who's always connecting, say, ancient history to the plot of the latest sci-fi blockbuster? If that's hitting home, well, you just might be a divergent thinker.
You know, this famous quote, which is often attributed to Albert Einstein, it just perfectly captures this whole counter-argument. It completely flips the script, and it forces us to ask, what does an organized mind really look like? And this isn't just a theory. It's a pattern you see throughout history. Think about Einstein, Mark Twain, even Steve Jobs. Their workspaces were famously chaotic. And the idea here is that they weren't brilliant in spite of their messiness. They might have actually thrived in that kind of environment because it stimulated their genius.
So, if messy desks can be a sign of genius, what about those piles? You know the ones. The stack of mail on the counter, the clothes you're going to donate, the books you swear you're about to read. Turns out, this isn't just random stacking. There is a real cognitive logic at play here.
Okay, so it all starts with a very real fear of forgetting things. For some of us, out of sight is literally out of mind. So we leave things out as physical visual reminders, almost like a to-do list you can touch. And in doing that, our environment starts to become this incredible extension of our memory. And this process actually has a name. It's called environmental scaffolding. You are literally building a support structure for your thoughts, using the stuff around you. That bill is on your desk so you remember to pay it. The guitar is out of its case so you remember to practice. Your environment isn't just this passive space. It's an active, working part of how you think. This all brings us to a really simple but powerful idea. Are you a filer or a piler? Filers are the minimalists, the everything in its place people. They feel calm when surfaces are clear. But pilers, we're the opposite. Forcing a piler to hide everything away doesn't make them organized. It can actually ramp up their anxiety because you've just deleted all their reminders and memory cues.
But, and this is a really important point, we need to be super clear about something. We are not romanticizing all types of disorganization. There is a huge, crucial difference between a functional, creative mess and a genuinely unhealthy environment.
So where do you draw the line? Well, creative clutter is functional. The objects are out because you're using them, or they're reminding you of something. The space might look chaotic to someone else, but to you, it feels like an active workshop. An unhealthy environment, on the other hand, is dysfunctional. It causes real stress. You can't find what you need, you can't move around freely. The key question is this: how does the space make you feel? Energized or just completely overwhelmed? So, the goal here is not to just give up and let chaos take over. It's about being intentional. It's about finding your functional mess. It's time to stop chasing some minimalist ideal that you saw online and start building an environment that is custom-made for the way your brain actually works.
Look, your space does not need to be Instagram perfect. Its real job is to be a launch pad for your ideas, a workshop for your creativity. It should work for you, not against you, even if it looks a little, shall we say, chaotic to everybody else.
So, how do you know if your mess is working for you? Here's a quick check. Are your most important tools within arm's reach? Do the things around you spark ideas and remind you of your goals? Does your space actually make you feel energized, not stressed out? And this is key, is it sanitary? We're talking about functional clutter here, not just plain old dirt.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if the main job of your environment wasn't to look good for other people, but to actually help you think better? What would change if we all started optimizing our spaces for cognition instead of just aesthetics? It's a powerful idea. Thanks for joining us.